Welcome back to BLOKESWORLD at the Australian Postie Bike Grand Prix. Now, we've been talking up the big names competing in this event, and they don't come much bigger than this. He appeared on BLOKESWORLD as a young fella and then went on to conquer the world in motocross and supercross. The crowd was thrilled to see him race a Postie bike, and Ado was absolutely stoked to meet up with him again.
Well, viewers, it's been, 14 years since we've had Chad Reed back on BLOKESWORLD. Welcome back, champ.
Thanks, mate.
Awesome. How much fun did you have today?
Oh, I had an awesome blast, actually. Just, I would love to start how we finished, as far as, just how you feel, trusting the turns, coming across the gutters, and then obviously, just on the pavement. So, me and Endo had a blast, I think, and we were finally starting to be competitive, and obviously we're post-event, the top three are already out of it because their bikes didn't make it. So I think, currently we end up fifth, but if somebody else gets booted because their bike was illegal, maybe we'll end up with fourth or maybe even a podium. If ours doesn't get pipped, I guess.
I love the quote you did over here when Mr. Brax was interviewing you and going, I'm not prepared to die out there like some of the other dudes.
They really were. I don't know if it's more just that willingness to hit a wall or I guess I call it a barrier. Mm-hmm. I hit one barrier and that was me done. Tick that box. Yeah, totally. No, don't do that anymore. I had an absolute blast, but obviously, knowing that you got to get on a plane in 3 days and do your real job, and I was under strict instructions. I wasn't allowed to start the race. Had to let Endo do that, and then basically told me to wrap me in cotton wool and make sure I make it on that plane on Wednesday. But all in all, I had a freaking blast, to be honest.
And it's great too how the Americans have really adopted you as one of their own as well too, huh?
Yeah, and I think truthfully, as much as Aussie's always home, but no matter where I'm at, it feels like home, Here I am at 36 years old. I've lived longer in the US than I actually have in Aussie, which is really crazy to think about, how quickly that's happened. 18 years ago, 19 years ago, it seemed like it was just yesterday that you were packing up a couple of suitcases and heading on to, take on the world. And, a lot of people, the common conversation is always about, when's it going to end, when you're going to retire. And I just absolutely love it. I really do. I feel that with age and kids and everything like that, the perspective and the enjoyment isn't going down. It actually is going up, and I feel that the common thing that I've heard from everybody that retires is they just want to get off the road. Mm-hmm. I love being on the road, me being on the road feels normal. Yep. It feels like I'm living, and I think life's about living, so yeah, I'm 36. I've raced more supercrosses than anybody in the history of the sport. Every race from here on out is a new record. So with that said, I want to go a couple more at least.
More inspirational advice, viewers. Who needs therapy? Well, maybe this guy. Now, if you're a motorsport fan, you'll know how important quality commentary is for spectators. You'll probably recognise the golden voice of this man who had the honours.
Oh, mate, I've been involved with this from the very start, and it's something that goes right back to what we all love about motorbikes. You go out and have fun with your mates, having a bit of a steer, a bit of elbowing out the way, and I've done everything from this to MotoGP for you working on the world circuit, and this is still one of the best events that you'd ever go to. It's down to earth, it's natural, and look at it, everybody's having a ball. Everybody's so enthusiastic, and you can understand why that this place has produced guys like we've had Chad Reed, Craig Anderson, but I don't know what it is, whether it's the water or just that you can get out and onto the trails, the fire trails, like you can ride from here to Victoria without even touching dirt, or without touching bitumen, but no, great place. And that's great to see the council get behind it, and hopefully that now that it's got its own identity, now after 5 years, and mate, you get Chad Reed to team up with his cuzzy, returning to the roots, mate, how good is that?
We'll be back with BLOKESWORLD after these messages.
Oh, look at that.
That's our first live cross.
That's our first live cross. See you after this.